All right, wonderful people, welcome back to this wonderful channel where I'll bring you back-to-back updates and information as it is hot. In case it's your first time of joining us on this wonderful channel, can you go ahead and subscribe, like, comment, share, and also remember to on your notification button so that whenever our news drop, you go be the first. We'll collect them. Let's go down to the news proper as it is hot. The ESN, a military wing of the IPOB, has promised the southeastern people to engage in their farming that IPOB is going to protect them. Of course, you know that recently a lot of things have happened both in Eharomofo, Ebonyi State, Enugu State, and the rest of them, where the Fulanis have disturbed our women and farmers from going to their farm. But as it is, the ESN, the Eastern Security Network, a military wing of the IPOB, has promised the people to go back to their farm, that they are going to be protected. Let's go down to the full detail of the information and see how IPOB intends to achieve that. The indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, has assured farmers of adequate security ahead of the farming season. IPOB, in a statement by its spokesman, Emma Powerful, urged farmers to engage in intensive farming, noting that they would be adequately protected by the Eastern Security Network, ESN. Parts of the statement read, the global family and movement of the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, want to remind Biafrans, supporters of Biafrans, and admirers of Biafra's freedom that a new farming season has arrived. Biafrans should engage in intensive agriculture to reduce hunger and guarantee food security this year and in the future. Last year, the global IPOB family under Mazen Nnamdi Kanu initiated the Agricultural Revolution project in Biafra land. We assisted various Biafra farmers from different regions with agricultural seedlings. The outcome were observed during the previous year's harvest throughout Biafra land. For the first time, prices of certain food items in the eastern region were lower than those in other zoo regions. Additionally, last year saw a plentiful yield of several crops that were previously regarded as northern crops, such as tomatoes, cabbages, carrots, millets, beans, and others were sown and gathered in Biafra land. This year, we will again offer assistance to certain farmers to enhance their production beyond last year's level. The Agric Revolution Initiative is one of IPOB's favored projects aimed at guaranteeing food security in Igbo land. We recognize that the Nigerian government does not back Nigerian farmers. They would prefer to back northern farmers or even overseas producers rather than backing Igbo farmers. The Nigerian government favors Fulani, known as Herdsmen, to ruin our agriculture and buy our farmers, aiming to keep Biafrans reliant on the north for food. Biafra land is capable of producing any crop if properly cared for. We urge Igbo governors, Igbo philanthropists, PGs, and traditionals, as well as religious leaders, to assist farmers with agricultural supplies to guarantee food sustainability in the area. Rather than bringing in rice and other food products to distribute, it is essential to assist individual farmers by providing them with farming tools and fertilizers. IPOB will recognize and praise those who respond to this urgent appeal to return to farming. We, in addition to supplying seedlings and financial assistance to choosing farmers throughout Biafra land, will be present in both rain and sunshine to prevent Fulani terrorists from ruining our farms or harming our farmers. Every farmer should be aware that IPOB and ESN will consistently support them. All right, this is coming from the family of the IPOB. They have promised that the Eastern Security Network of the IPOB is full out to protect the people. I had one striking word in that news where Emma Powerful said that the reason of the Fulani invaders in the Igbo farmland is to prevent the Igbo from achieving their farming possibility, so that all farm produce will also be coming down from the north as usual. He said that Ndibo are now recognizing that a lot of things can grow down here in Alibo, things like cabbage, things like onions, things like carrots, cucumber, watermelon, and the rest of them can also grow here in the southeastern part of Nigeria. And when this northerners found out, they decided to use their Fulanis to stop this in order for Ndibo to be still buying from them. All right, let's go down to another information as it dey hot, as I go dey bring am to you one by one as it dey hot. It don't happen for Delta State as a site engineer. Chigozie Udalo was fired by employees after discovering he had large sum of money in his account. All right, you don't share it. They say for Ebonyi State. For Delta State, a site engineer, Chigozie Udalo, was fired by employees after discovering he had large sum of money in his bank account. All right, the world has become evil place where we live. Please be very, very careful and do not trust anybody as it is now. The police in Delta State have commenced investigation after a site engineer identified as Chigozie Udalo was killed by his employee after discovering he had a lot of money in his account. In a statement released, the spokesperson of the command, SP Bright Edafe, said on December 12, 2024, one Hyacinth Nalue reported to Akuku Igbo Division that his cousin Chigozie Udalo had been missing since the 10th of December 2024. He also stated that the said Chigozie was his site manager at his fish pond in Bod Camp, Akuku Igbo community. According to the statement, upon receipt of this information, the DPO commenced an investigation and later transferred the case to the State Criminal Investigation Department. Edafe said the State Commissioner of Police, CP Olufemi Abamiwonda, directed the DPO EKPAM CSP Aliyu Shaba to carry out a technical-driven investigation. The PPRO added that the BPO detailed operatives who commenced an intelligence-led investigation, saying that on the 31st of March 2025, they arrested one David Tasho M., who attempted to withdraw money from the victim's account through his phone, and also arrested Daniel Osho, who took part in the murder. Investigation also revealed that David Osho is a brother to one Victor Teko, who conspired with Pius Daniel, both presently at large, and Daniel Osho, and murdered the victim. The two suspects are presently in custody, he said. Preliminary investigation revealed that all four suspects were employed by the deceased, who is the site engineer, but they discovered he had some money in his money point account, and they conspired, used a hammer to hit him on his head, tied him and buried him in a shallow grave at the site. Two of the suspects, David Tasho and Daniel Osho, are presently in custody, while two other suspects, Pius Daniel and Victor Tasho, are still on the run. The body of the deceased has been exhumed and awaiting autopsy, while efforts to arrest the other two suspects are ongoing, Edafe said. All right. You can see as that one take happen. Make I read you comment of people concerning this matter. Make you see the amount of people concerning the present matter. Now, as today in Nigeria, you must have a strong procedure to determine who you employ. And they find work is no longer reliable. May the dead rest in peace. Christian Chigozie also said, because of money, you kill someone that employed you and give you food to eat. God have mercy on us. Adigum Abbas said, Nigerians were wicked souls ever since in the world. You terminate his soul because of money, you put his family in mourning. Jonathan Oka commented, too sad, how did they even have access to his account balance? Was he cashless? The heart of man has been desperately wicked since after his fall. They had the evil heart to kill him and yet running to hide from justice. You can't do wrong and get by no matter how long you may try. Every evil deed has a reward. If you still wallowing in sin, report now and accept Jesus as your personal Lord and Savior. All right. Amana Richard said, horrible, can't trust your neighbor. Richard Oladele said, what a terrible country. All right. You can see what is happening, that a site engineer was sent to early judgment by the people he employed in order to put food to their table. And because they found out that this man was having a large sum of money in his account, the workers conspired and buried the man, buried him in a shallow grave. And when police commenced investigation, they found out that one of those suspects were trying to withdraw money from the man's account, and that was how they were apprehended. And I believe that they are going to face the full wrath of the law. All right, this is where I'll be winding down the curtain. And if this is your first time of joining us on this wonderful channel, kindly go ahead and subscribe, like, comment, share, and also remember to on your notification button so that whenever our news drop, you go be the first who will collect them. Thank you for listening. God bless you. Arranged include Onyebuchi Okocha, also known as Onyeze Jesus, Chigozie Nwangwu, popularly known as Akwokoko, and Ekene Igweze, known as Eke Heat. They were arraigned in a court presided by Honorable Justice Jude Obiora. Native doctors were later docked separately and their charges read out to them in a heavily congested court. The charges were mainly for preparation of money rituals and protective charms for criminals. Justice Honora, however, adjourned the matter to 11th April 2025. Speaking to newsmen after the court proceedings, one of the counsels for the three defendants, Remigius Okoli, said the state government came with a ploy to remand the defendants. He insisted that the accused were not given adequate time to prepare for their defense. Effort to speak with the counsel to the state government led by FC Okeke was not successful. All right, this is coming as a result of the arrest of Chigozie Nwangwu, Akwokokutiwarake, Onyeze Jesus, and the Ekene, popularly known as Eke Heat. Their defending counsel have said that the government has the intention of making sure that these people are remanded and thereby have not given them enough time to be able to prepare. What do you think about this case? What do you think about? I want you to be fair when it comes to this particular judgment. They have been accused of preparing charms for criminals and also have been accused of making money ritual. Does money really have ritual for it, or does these charms really work? If they actually work, is it what can be proven in the law court? I think we are having a judicial issue in Nigeria where the judiciary is supposed to be the hope of the common man, but as it is, it has failed everybody. All right. In Uromi, Obi of Onitsha react to claim that the threatened Northerners over reprisal attack. According to a report that was published on the official X account of the cable on Thursday, the Obi of Onitsha, Nnemeka Achebe, has reacted to the claim that he threatened Northerners over reprisal attack on Igbos. According to report, the statement came after 16 hunters who were traveling from Port Harcourt to Kano State for Salah celebration were burnt to death by a vigilante group in Uromi, Edo State. Reacting, the king distanced himself from such statement. He said the allegation is baseless and not true. In the statement that was released by the chief of staff of the Obi of Onitsha, it was stated that the king has not issued any warning to anybody concerning the killing of the 16 Northerners in Uromi. According to the cable, the chief of staff said, furthermore, he has used no warning to anyone on the matter. This is another instance in a growing pattern of attributing fake statements to His Majesty with the aim of stirring disaffection. All right, the Obi of Onitsha have disassociated himself from that particular information, that he never made any threat as regards with the 16 hunters as they believe to be. They said they are hunters as it is, but for me, I don't know what they are hunting, what hunters will be doing from Kano State coming to Uromi to hunt. All right, right group urged Soludo to release over 40 native doctors detained in Anambra State. The right group, the International Society of Civil Liberties and Rule of Law, Inter-Society, has called on the Anambra State Governor, Professor Chukwuma Charles Soludo, to release about 40 native doctors being detained in the state. The native doctors were arrested after the signing of the Anambra State Homeland Security Law about 2 months ago on allegation of preparing protective charms for criminals and engaging in money rituals which had aided insecurity in the state. But Inter-Society, in a press statement signed by the chairman board of trustee of the group, Mr. Emeka Ume and other members, said those being held were merely traditional worshippers and that their continued detention amounted to intolerance for the other religions. The group said the traditional worshippers being held in Anambra have no case to answer in law. Governor Charles Soludo, in his government having failed a litmus test of being responsible, human rights and freedom of religion have lost legal and moral grounds to continue to detain without investigation. The over 40 detained traditional worshippers held illegally in an illegal detention facility state Militias Lion House of Oka for more than 60 days should be released. The above clearly exceeded the constitutionally prescribed 24 to 48 hours or maximums of 60 days if arrested by police or secret service and detained in any of their customers for offense bordering on capital punishment, especially when such detention is for purpose of continuation and conclusion of criminal investigation. Governors in Nigeria, including Governor Charles Soludo of Anambra State, are constitutionally and statutorily barred from detaining citizens in their military custodies through remand orders or holding charge. Following the failure of the Soludo-led government to ensure due process and rule of law in the instance case, and having controversially labeled, lampooned, ridiculed, humiliated, and degraded them by publicly portraying them as those involved in fetish and demonic religious practices and violent crimes, the over 40 native doctors have no case to answer. The group's named some of native doctors in detention, including Chigozie Nwangwu, popularly known as Akwakuku Tiwarake, Abuchi Ikechukwu Okafo, Chinedu Nweze, Onyeka Onyeji, Vice President of Umoji Improvement Union, Onyeze Jesus, Ekene Igboeze, popularly known as Eke Heat, among others. The group further raised the alarm on the activities of Fulani Herdsmen in the southeast, calling on the governor of Ebonyi State, Enugu, Anambra, and Imo State to sit up. The Inter-Society threatened to mount advocacy, though their international counterparts for visa bans and international isolation against the governors and their families. All right, this is how it is happening in Anambra State, and I will continue to bring you the matters as it unfolds. Go ahead and subscribe to our channel, like, comment, share, and also remember to on your notification button so that whenever our news is dropping, you'll be the first to collect it. Thank you for listening. God bless you.